You watched them get the softer tone. The longer hugs. The benefit of the doubt. The way a parent's face would soften when they walked into the room, a softness that seemed to disappear when they looked at you. You were the easy one. The one who didn't cause trouble. The one who could be left alone. So they got what you needed instead. And you told yourself it was fine. You told yourself you were happy for them. You were proud of being low maintenance, independent, mature for your age. But somewhere deep, a question stayed. A question you never said out loud. What was wrong with me? We need to talk about the sibling who got the love you needed. And why watching someone else receive warmth might be the oldest wound you're still carrying. You're an adult now. You've built a life. You've made peace with your childhood. Or so you thought. But then you're at a family dinner. And your sibling says something, and your parent laughs in that easy way. The way they never laughed with you. Or your sibling is struggling, and your parent shows up for them, calls every day, offers money, drops everything to help. And you feel it. That old familiar tightening in your chest. You tell yourself you're being childish. You're too old for this. You should be past it. But the feeling doesn't care about should. It shows up in other places too. Here's what no one tells you: you're not jealous of your sibling. You're not bitter or petty or small. You're grieving something you never had. And until you name it, you'll keep replaying it. In every office, every friendship, every relationship where you give more than you get. Let's be clear about something. You are not broken. You are not secretly unlovable. You are not too much or not enough. You were adapted. Here's what happened. Your family had a system. Every family does. And in that system, someone had to be the easy child. The one who didn't need much. The one who could be left alone so the parents could focus on the child who demanded more. Maybe your sibling was sick. Maybe they struggled in school. Maybe they just had a louder way of needing. And you? You learned early that needing things, attention, comfort, help, wasn't going to work. So you stopped. Not because you didn't need. Because needing didn't get you anything except disappointment. You adapted by becoming independent. By being good. By being easy. That adaptation kept you safe. It kept you from feeling the pain of being unseen every single day. But adaptations come with a cost. The cost is this: you learn that love is something you watch other people receive. To understand why this pattern follows you, we have to look at something called differential parental treatment and its effect on the developing brain. It's a concept from family systems psychology. Here's the simple version. Your brain is wired to attach to your caregivers for survival. When you see a sibling receiving more warmth, more attention, more affection, your brain doesn't just feel sad. It draws a conclusion. There must be something wrong with me. Not because it's true. Because your brain needs to make sense of the world. And I am unworthy is easier for a child to believe than my parents have limits they can't overcome. This becomes your internal working model, the blueprint for how love works. And that blueprint follows you. In every relationship, you unconsciously scan for evidence that you're the one who gives while others receive. And because you're scanning for it, you find it. It's called confirmation bias. Your brain looks for proof that its old belief is still true. So how do you rewrite a blueprint that's been running since childhood? You can't just decide to feel worthy. That's fake positivity. You have to retrain the brain. Here is a framework grounded in cognitive restructuring, neuroplasticity, and attachment repair. Step 1. Name the invisible child. What to do when you feel that old ache, at work, in relationships, at family gatherings. Pause. And say to yourself, that's the invisible child. They're activated right now. They're waiting to be seen. Why it works: this is parts work, internal family systems. By naming the part of you that's hurting, you create separation between the wound and your adult self. You stop being the invisible child and start witnessing them. Real-life example. Your sibling gets praised at dinner. You feel the tightness. Instead of spiraling into, "I'm not good enough," you quietly think, "There's the invisible child. They're feeling unseen right now. I see them." Step 2. Collect evidence of being seen. What to do: for 1 week, write down every single moment someone sees you, chooses you, or shows up for you. No matter how small. A text checking in. A colleague asking your opinion. A friend remembering something you said. Why it works: this targets confirmation bias. Your brain is trained to notice evidence of being overlooked. By actively collecting evidence of being seen, you force your reticular activating system, RAS, to update its filter. Real-life example: a coworker says, "Hey, I wanted your thoughts on this." Write it down. Your partner makes tea without you asking. Write it down. At the end of the week, you have proof that the old blueprint is incomplete. Step 3. Practice receiving without giving back. What to do: when someone offers you something, a compliment, help, a small kindness, your job is to receive it fully. Without deflecting, dismissing, or immediately returning the favor. Just say, "Thank you," and let it land. Why it works: this targets the debt schema your brain built. If love felt conditional or scarce growing up, receiving triggers anxiety. By practicing pure reception, you teach your brain that connection isn't transactional. Real-life example: a friend says, "You look really nice today." Instead of, "Oh, this old thing," or "You too." Just say, "Thank you." That means a lot. Notice the discomfort. Stay in it. Let it pass. Step 4. Grieve what you didn't get. What to do: set aside 10 minutes. Write a letter to your younger self, or to your parents, about what you needed and didn't receive. You don't have to send it. The goal is to let the grief move through you instead of staying stuck. Why it works: this is emotional processing. Unprocessed grief doesn't disappear, it shows up as jealousy, resentment, or that "something's wrong" feeling. Naming the loss directly allows your nervous system to finally release it. Real-life example: write, "I needed you to see me too. I needed to be the one who got held sometimes. I needed to know I was worth slowing down for." Read it back. Let yourself feel it. Here is the mental model to hold on to. Think of yourself as a tree that grew in the shadow of another. For years, you adapted. You grew around the lack. You became strong in different ways: deeper roots, more flexibility, resilience that the sun-drenched tree never needed. But you also grew bent. Reaching. Always leaning toward a light that wasn't yours. Here's what the invisible child doesn't know yet: the sun has moved. You're not in that shadow anymore. The light is available now. But your branches are still bent from years of reaching. The goal isn't to become a different tree. It's to let your branches straighten. To receive the light that's been there all along, waiting for you to notice it. You don't have to keep reaching for a sun that set years ago. The sibling who got the love you needed. They didn't take anything from you. They were just a child too, in their own system, playing their own role. The love you needed was never about them. It was about a family system that couldn't stretch wide enough. About parents who did the best they could with what they had. About a child who learned to be invisible so well that even they forgot they were there. But you're not invisible anymore. You see yourself now. And you can give that child what they've been waiting for. Not the love they didn't get. But something harder. The love of finally being seen. By you. You don't have to watch anymore. You can receive.